It can only happen in the creeper van.
Well, I've got a big smile on my face because I am back at a room that looks very familiar to me. I came here 4 years ago and filmed a bunch of rock chuck hunting. We are in the great Sabre Tactical / side shot workshop where some of the prototyping happens. There's 3D printers running in the background. There's little bits and pieces of gadgets lying everywhere. Just a place where Thane and Vel can just think through some fancy new pieces of equipment for all these amazing air guns. And we're going to be fitting some of the stuff to this impact right here, which is actually my 30 cal big bore gun. I use this gun in RMAC to shoot just over 140 foot-pounds with 30 caliber javelin slugs, and we're going to be kitting it out with a few bits and pieces and then heading out to go do some hunting. But the aim of the game is to try and make it a bit heavier and a bit less recoil sensitive so we can get better scope cam footage. So we've obviously got the sort of new prototype 6-30 6x56 element optics Theos, which is incredible for filming through the scope cam. It's got an aperture ring at the front which essentially reduces the objective diameter to make everything a little bit sharper, which will help with scope cam stuff. We've got a Sabre Tactical TRS or top rail system, which will allow us to fit a thermal unit in the front a bit later for some night vision hunting, so stay tuned for that. Arca rail at the front, which we may even add a few weights to, and we've got the bag right at the back, which will just once again stop the back from sinking into the bag when we take the shots and keep it nice and stable. And then obviously everything will be filmed through the side shot. There's a new one that I've just picked up. It's a GoPro 10, really crisp footage, so can't wait to see what those big slugs look like in slow-mo hitting those chucks in the head. So let's put this all together and then we can head out.
Jam it in there.
You'd think that being my big bore gun for RMAC, this would have been pretty close to perfect already, but the reality is that I'd thrown this gun together so fast for the competition that it was almost stock. It was shooting tight groups, but it was definitely in need of some ergonomic refinement and also in need of better recoil management, and weight distribution would be key here to minimize movement as much as possible. Plus, let's be honest, this all just makes this gun way cooler.
Spot on.
Spot on.
Spot on. So, but that's 18 yards.
We set up a basic 0 on the Pulsar Thermal Scope 2, which we plan to use later on tonight. And with all the boxes ticked, time to head to the vomit machine that is the Simmons creeper van.
Creeper.
Thane and Vel, having grown up here in northern Utah, had no shortage of chuck hotspots saved in the GPS, and we make our way towards a small river surrounded by old logs and piles of rocks. Perfect terrain for chucks. And almost immediately we see movement on a pile of wood around 100 yards away.
There he is.
There he is, right side.
Right where see him there? End of it.
Whistle dash.
It's not the most stable position here.
Did you hit him?
I think so. It sounded like it, but
It did sound like a hit.
I wasn't very stable.
So that was the second one. There's two of them there.
Here's the scope cam clip from this first shot. You can see that I was a bit wobbly here, but man, that's some crystal clear scope cam footage. And although the shot landed a little lower than I wanted, that 30 cal slug hits like a hammer and just does the business. Now Nicole hits record slightly late on this one, but just manages to capture the impact on camera, and when yet another one shows up, I make it 3 for 3.
That first one's sweet. I could see the slug just come right into his neck right there.
You mean you didn't get recorded?
The first one he did,
I
the
was
second one he
focused on
did.
them on this camera.
On that one?
You could see it pretty clearly.
Okay, 2 chucks down,
Three.
possibly 3. I not 100% sure about the first one, but I think I got him. First one I went for a body shot. I was a bit shaky. Second 2 felt a bit more stable and went for headshots on both of them. And 100 yards, no problem with this gun. I hit them really hard. So that's the first kill with the 30 cal javelins. It's a little bit under 140 foot-pounds of energy. I just tuned it a little bit down to get it a bit more precise and get a few more shots per fill, but there might be a few more there, so let's hang in and see if they show up.
Go over to the right, left, right there, right there.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yep, got it. Nice and clear. That looks good, dude. Okay, headshot, 100 yards.
Okay, keep still. Yes, that just absolutely smoked him. Did you hear that?
Dude, yeah. That was awesome. That was good. All right, let's find another one.
The van had been modified with a hole in the roof to shoot out of, which made this next shot really easy.
That was good scope cam footage right there.
Oh yeah.
That was good scope cam footage. And at 41 yards, I bet that popped in really good.
Yeah. Oh my word, this is so much fun. Guys, I have such fond memories of coming here 4 years ago. I often just watch those videos back and just wish I was back here. And just riding around this creeper van and smashing chucks. Just this is what I live for. You know, shooting competitions is fun, but I dare say that my highlight of being in Utah will be this.
We have bags of goodies for those who want to come into the creeper van.
Man, what a perfect evening. The sun glistening on the river, birds chirping, and plenty of fairy nuisances to pick up from the woodpile.
Okay, so there's one. Where did I get this one? Right here in the neck. I bet you can make some good socks out of these. So, 5 rock chucks, super happy with that. It's 5 from 5. One of them was more of a body shot. The rest were all headshots. 4 from about 100 yards, 1 from about 50 yards, and all of them went down. So super happy with that. What the best part about this is, I think back just a few years ago when I came here last time, we were just able to get a 27 grain, 22 cal slug over 900 feet per second. Back then it was like, wow, we get some serious power.
That's the 27 grain Nick Nelson ammunition at 905 feet per second.
That was about 50 foot-pounds or something. Now we're shooting 22 cal slugs at close to 100 foot-pounds, and we're able to get these 30 cal slugs up to like 140, 150 foot-pounds. We've just been developing these 30 caliber javelin slugs. These ones happen to be 64 grain. All of our testing has been done sort of in Sweden and the US because of our caliber restrictions in South Africa. But this is the first time we're doing a proper hunt with them sort of out in the wild. And I'm very happy with the way that they're performing. Not only are they flying pretty straight, and you can see in the footage they're flying nice and true and hitting their mark, but they're also doing some good damage. You need a slug that can mushroom out and do some damage when you hunting animals like this that are pretty tough, and they seem to have done the job. So great to be out here with Thane and Val and my wife Nicole in this beautiful weather, and let's see what else has to come.
Back to work we go, and we move between a farmer's field and a tree line to try spot some more chucks on the way to feed on the crops. Thane spots a group of chucks along a fence line, and I manage to take another clean shot.
Okay, I'm gonna go
60
through.
yards.
60 yards, okay.
It's 2 there.
This one was facing right towards me, and the slug lands right below his jaw for a perfect neck shot. I get another opportunity almost immediately after, and I wasn't initially sure that I'd hit this one, but The slow-mo footage shows the slug just surgically removing the top of his head, and it's another clean shot. This is turning out to be an awesome evening.
Ooh, right.
Okay, switch off.
30 yards.
Yes. That was such a pop, dude.
If there's one thing that just sums up Thane and Vel, it's this van. This thing they bought just as this old beat up, creepy ice cream truck thing, and just turned it into just a pest control machine. There's holes cut out everywhere for poking barrels out and shooting. There's a gun rack or 2 gun racks. There's air. There's a shooting bench. There's everything just right in here. So no one does that unless they're really serious about shooting. And I don't think I've ever met anyone who just like lives for shooting like these guys do. So when you buy their products, you know that they test them thoroughly and they think of stuff while they're shooting. And I think today we've proven that all this stuff works. We've just come out of nowhere and we think we have another chuck, so let's go do it. Yeah.
Right above that.
Okay. Look for him now.
Yeah, there.
Okay, I see him. See him there. There's 2 there actually.
115.
Okay. Dead.
Another one in him.
If he wasn't dead earlier, he's dead now. You see this bump here? See that? That's just brains.
This for me was further evidence that this may be the ultimate chuck hunting setup. This first shot lands a bit low but passes through the length of the body, causing a lot of damage. I put a follow-up shot through his head just to be safe, and just look at that energy transfer. You can see not only the shockwave passing through the animal but also the rock that just gets thrown up on the other side. Just so powerful.
So this is why I wear shorts and flip-flops. We're doing some water crossings now. Thane would have to climb through with his shoes, but me, I just do this and I'm good to go. Oh, it's cold though.
At this point I was pretty sure that we were done for the day. I mean, 9 chucks in the space of an hour, that's all anyone could ever wish for. But nope, it wasn't over yet.
Got more chucks this way, so on we go.
They see me rolling, they hating, patrolling and trying to catch me riding dirty.
That was fun. Oh, look at that. Right in the head. Perfect. So this was about 60 yards. I'm zeroed at 50. So I think I held just top of his head, dropped slightly low for a perfect shot. So another one down. You can see how fat these things are. So there's sort of cultivated land all the way behind us here, and obviously you don't want rodents getting in your fields and all of that. So we're doing this landowner a favor and getting rid of some extremely obese chucks. If there was a body mass index for chucks, this one would be dangerously obese. Cool. I can't get over how thick they are. Look at that.
We were just starting to lose light, but decided to try one last spot. Val pulls in at another farm and starts whistling, but all we see are cows and a Eurasian collared dove, which, being invasive, has to go. We bring the day, or at least the first part of the day, to a close by relaxing and enjoying a beautiful sunset over the Cache Valley. After traveling around the US for 3 weeks with the hustle and bustle of airports, hotels, competitions and big cities, it was really good to be able to just relax and enjoy the silence of rural America. That silence would soon be broken by the sound of shots fired, but this time in the cover of darkness. Thane had won a thermal unit at Armac and I'd borrowed his pulsar trail, so between the two of us, plenty of firepower, and soon the Raccoons would be feeling it.
That's joyful. And that is a 35 cal slugger going 1,040 feet per second with a 68 grain hollow point slug. It's a killer.
You might be wondering why we shoot raccoons. Well, the best way I can explain it is that they are to America what monkeys are to Africa. Just really destructive creatures causing plenty of damage to infrastructure and crops. There's also a very extensive list published by the CDC of diseases that raccoons carry, so it's never a good thing to have them around livestock or food. While Thane scans the surroundings with his pulsar thermal binocs, I keep an eye out with a scope, and you can see here just how well this unit picks up a deer a couple hundred yards away. So much better than infrared night vision in terms of easily identifying animals at distance. Very early on we hit the jackpot as we not only spot 1 but 3 raccoons in a riverbed, and Thane gives me a range to the closest one just under 100 yards away. I hold accordingly but failed to take into account that he'd taken quite a few steps away from me and the shot drops low.
Come on, keep still.
You shot right under him.
The second shot finds its mark though.
One at the back.
You got him.
I'm not 100% sure where I hit this one, but the impact sound was intense and he sort of just gets hung up in the reeds.
There's one to the left.
See him?
To the left, see him?
Yep.
We just lose sight of another one moving into the bush in the distance, but get an opportunity much closer at 66 yards and take it straight away.
He's finished.
Well guys, what an awesome opportunity. I didn't really expect to come out and do this tonight, but this is awesome. Thermal scope on this gun. We spotted a couple of raccoons in the river. First one down at about 109 yards, something like that. Thane's got the binoculars with the rangefinder, so we're able to get the yardage. This is some sort of BDC reticle in here. So what I've had to do is to kind of, I know that 109 yards is about 100 meters. I know that my drop at 100 meters is about, let's say, 2 mils. And 2 mils is about 20 centimeters. So I'm having to guess where 20 centimeters above the raccoon is and take the shot. Managed to get one down, and then another one much closer, about 60 yards, which is just slightly holding a little bit high. I managed to put him down. Big thump, and 30 cal slugs are doing their job. So yeah, awesome experience. Enjoying it. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, but I feel like I'm full of energy right now.
Okay, I'm gonna hold. Third hash.
Another one shows up in the reeds a little bit closer, but he doesn't hang around long unfortunately, and is soon out of sight. Another furry figure appears round about the spot I'd shot the first one, and this time unfortunately I hold a bit too high and the shot passes right over.
Just over.
Short while later though, he appears again, and that's the beauty of thermal. We are completely unseen, and he sits nicely at 118 yards.
A little bit higher than earlier.
No, stop. Closer, right here. Right here.
I'm about to take the shot
Right.
when Thane
Oh,
spots
yes.
one even closer,
66 yards.
But when the closer one moves back into the reeds, I turn back to target number 1 and make the shot count.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for that longer one.
I just nick the top of this one, but that big hollow point does its job.
Here, Dad, let's pull forward about 20 feet. I should be able to see him on the edge, maybe 30 feet.
The night draws on, and I can feel myself getting pretty tired by now, but Thane has plenty of energy still and takes over with a few shots from his 35 kill. We check out a couple more spots, but with no more opportunities showing up, we decide to make our way home and rest up for the next day's hunting. Once again, I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. If you didn't, then I'd definitely go see a doctor, because there must be something wrong with you. And in the next one, we'll be doing more of the same, with rock chucks galore out to over 230 yards. We'll also be popping across to Idaho to visit the home of a certain Napoleon Dynamite, which was also a bucket list item. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.